because this is a Dhamma service. So on behalf, for the benefit of all of you, we happily do it. And it creates a lot of parami for all of us. So first we are going to pay our respect to the Buddha as I mentioned. So let's go to the book and let's recite the page number 1. Let's recite the whole stanzas to the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha together. Araham Samma Sambuddho Bhagava Buddham Bhagavantam Abhivadami Swakato Bhagavata Dhammo Dhammam Namaskami Supanipanno Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Sangham Namami. Now everyone, please recite Namo Tassa Bhagavato Samma Sambuddhassa 3 times to observe 5 precepts.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa.
Please repeat after me to observe the 5 precepts. Buddham Saranam Gacchami
Buddham Saranam Gacchami
Dhammam Saranam Gacchami
Dhammam Saranam Gacchami
Sangham Saranam Gacchami
Sangham Saranam Gacchami
Dutiyampi Buddham Saranam Gacchami
Dutiyampi Buddham Saranam Gacchami
Dutiyampi Dhammam Saranam Gacchami
Dutiyampi Dhammam Saranam Gacchami
Dutiyampi Sangham Saranam Gacchami
Dutiyampi Sangham Saranam Gacchami
Tatiyampi Buddham Saranam Gacchami
Tatiyampi Buddham Saranam Gacchami
Tatiyampi Dhammam Saranam Gacchami
Tatiyampi Dhammam Saranam Gacchami
Tatiyampi Sangham Saranam Gacchami
Tatiyampi Sangham Saranam Gacchami.
Next page. Panatipata
Panatipata
Veramani
Veramani
Sikkhapadam
Sikkhapadam
Samadhiyami
Samadhiyami
Adinādāna
Adinādāna
Veramani
Veramani
Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami
Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami
Kāmesu
Kāmesu
Micchāchāra
Micchāchāra
Veramani
Veramani
Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami
Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami
Musāvāda
Musāvāda
Veramani
Veramani
Sikkhapadam
Sikkhapadam
Samadhiyami
Samadhiyami
Suramidaya
Suramedre
Majjapama
Majjapama
Dattana
Dattana
Veramani
Veramani
Sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Sikkhapadam samadhiyami.
Sadhu,
Sadhu, sadhu.
Let's recite, let's go to page number 2. Let's recite the stanzas to venerate Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha together. Page number 2 and 3. Iti piso bhagava arahang samma sambuddho vinyācarana sampanno sugato lokavidu anuttaro purisa dhamma sarati sattva deva manussanam buddho bhagavati swakato bhagavata dhammo sammittiko akariko ehipassiko opanaiko paccatam veditammo vinyuriti supanipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho ujupatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho nyāya patipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho sāmīci patipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho iyadidam cattari purisa yugani atte purisa puggala esa bhagavato sāvaka sangho āhuneyo pāhuneyo dakhineyo anjali karaniyo anutteram punyakhetam lokasati. Let's go to page number 7. Let's recite the summarization of this teaching and let's pay our respects to the parents. Samme pāvase akaranam kusalase upasampada sacitte pariyutapanam etam buddhāna sāsanam anante gune sampanna janti janekha ugo Mayanam mata pitu namve padevam nami sadenam etena satya vajjena sada sukti bhavantu me. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Dear Dhamma friends, after the chanting, we are going to do today's. We are going to join for the meditation session, and since we don't have a lot of time, so we will limit the meditation time for 10 minutes. Today we are going to practice breathing meditation. Last week we practiced loving kindness meditation. So this week we are going to practice breathing meditation. So in breathing meditation, what you do is you are going to observe your breath. When the breath is coming in, please be fully alert. Please be fully present at this very moment. Right now. Let your whole body to calm down. Let your whole mind calm down and let the mind fully focus on your breath. And so don't think about the past moment that has gone, and don't think about the future moments. So try to stay at this moment and enjoy the present. So when the breath is coming in, please be fully aware and go with the breath all the way up to the end of your nostrils. Then after that, let the breath go inside and come back. When it comes back, it will touch the very same area and will go out. When it is coming in, be aware that it is coming in. When it is going out, please be aware that it is going out. If it is long, be aware that it is long. If it is short, be aware that it is short. If it is gross, if it is soft, let it be so. Just keep on being aware. Whatever the nature of your present breath is, accept it as it is. So don't go to change it, just be the observer. Let the breath come in, let the breath go out. Please keep on focusing. Keep on focusing. Incoming breath, outgoing breath. Incoming breath, outgoing breath. Now everyone, please keep your back straight, neck straight, head straight. Please keep your right palm on your left palm. Take a deep breath. Let it go. Take another deep breath. Let it go. Now with a very calm mind, with a very quiet mind, with an alert, very attentive mind, very attentive a mind, with a mind which is fully present at this moment. Please start your meditation. May your meditation be very successful. May you be able to develop inner peace and inner happiness. Everyone, please start your silent meditation right now. Bhavattu sabbe mangalam rakhantu sabbe devatam sabbe buddhanubhavena sabbe dhammanubhavena sabbe sanghanubhavena sada sutti bhavantu te. Sat, sat, sat. Now very calmly and quietly, please open your eyes. Take a deep breath. Let it go. Take another deep breath. Let it go. Now please join your palms together and say 3 times. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Dear Dhamma friends, now we are going to start today's Dhamma teaching. Last week we talked about the relationship between the responsibilities of parents towards children and the responsibilities of the children towards parents. So this week, another very important discussion and teaching, responsibilities of the husband towards the wife and wife towards the husband. So that's what we are going to talk today. So now everyone please calm down. Just I'm going to invite all the divine beings and the other beings who want to come and participate and listen to Dhamma. And after that, we are going to start teaching. Close your eyes, and by mind you can also invite. So I'm going to invite them in traditional Pali stanza. Please concentrate. Lamanda Jangamani tu Atra Gajantu Demata Radhamam Munirajate Dojanu Sagamukadam Dhamma Kavanenganu Ayam Bhadanta Dhamma Kavanenganu Ayam Bhadanta Saddhamma Kavanenganu Ayam Bhadanta Namo Nase Bhagavano Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Muttedarassa Sangamo Etam Mangale Mutte Manti. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. My dear Dhamma friends, so last time we discussed why the children are important, and why we should and the responsibilities of parent, and how a parent should guide the children in the right manner. And at the same time, we talked about, so previous time we talked about the responsibilities of the children towards the parents. And now we are going to focus and discuss and learn about the relationship between how this relationship should be between the husband and the wife according to the Buddha, right? So everybody, when it comes to a family, all the surrounding members, they are important. The parents, according to Buddha in Mangala Sutta, Buddha says that parents should be considered as the east direction. right? In every family, east direction should be the parents, and then the south direction is in any person, for any body, the south direction is the teachers, and then teachers should be considered as the south direction, and then after that the west should be the west direction of anybody is the wife and the children, husband and the children, and then the north direction is the friends of that person, and then lower, I mean the down, the direction of down. So when it comes downward, that should be the workers and the workers of that family, and then the up direction. So up direction is the spiritual teachers. So this is how a family of a person, so the surrounding of a person's so communal background is formed. So the wife is included, the husband is included in which direction, Mr. Victor? So which direction is the so wife and the husband? So west direction, right? West direction is the it is so assigned for wife and husband and the children, right? So then why parents are considered as the east direction? What is the reason, Mr. Bhante?
Due to sun coming from
Yes. So, Mrs. Sari, why do you think why the east direction is assigned to parents? Mrs. Sari, can you hear me?
Yes, Bhante, I can hear you, but I'm sorry, but I'm not sure, it doesn't come through very clearly. I think the parents might be above the husband and wife?
Yes, so east direction is assigned to parents. So the other person I can't see.
No, that's the temple. Yeah, it's the temple. Just
Oh.
sharply, right?
Oh, right. So east direction. So east direction is assigned for parents because the sun rises from the east. For anybody's life,
East.
yes, the east. Above is the upward direction is assigned for spiritual teachers, right? So yeah. Then here the west direction is assigned for husband, wife, and children. Why? Parents
Okay.
are the east. Then husband, wife, and children are the west.
Husband, wife, and children are the west. The parents are the east. And spiritual teachers are above.
Yes, above. And then after that, so friends means the north, right? So and then after that, the downward direction. That means below someone's so everybody has this upward direction and downward direction. In the downward direction, so the workers of the family, and then above the spiritual teachers. and then after that, teachers are the south, right? So because they are assigned for west because someone's life ends there. Their life starts with the parents but ends with the husband, wife, and the children. So that's why the sun sets at the west, just like that. So the person's life ends with wife, husband, and the children. Right? Got it? Right. Then we have to understand that so two people, so a man and a woman, they form. So there are various kinds of marriages in the world, but here we focus on the majority, the marriage between the man and the woman, right? So here, a man's nature is different, and the woman's nature is different. So in a marriage means the combination. So the combination of both these two people together, right? So both of them, who have different characteristics, who have different kinds of likings, who have different kind of behaviors, different kind of body structures. So they join together to form a small community called family, right? That occasion is called as, that nature is called as the marriage. The starting point of all that is called as the marriage. So there are two kinds of marriages. So according to the ancient people, one is avaha and one is vivaha. This is just only for your knowledge. Avaha means, husband comes to the wife's house. Vivaha means, a wife goes to the husband's house. So there are these kinds of, there are these two kinds of marriages. So that's for your knowledge. Ancient, that's how the ancient societies were, and to a certain extent, this is also applicable, right, to the present society. So then, when they form the marriage, so forming a marriage is easy, but continuing in the marriage is the difficult part. So you might see one quality sometimes in a certain person, and you might get interested in that person and you can marry. But later on, there are certain occasions that people see many other defects later on after the marriage in the spouse, and who get separated. If someone wants to last the marriage continuously, there is one thing which should always stay solid. Do you know what that is?
Compromise.
Compromise. Compromise is more than that, the love. So in marriage, you have to learn thousands of ways to love to the same person. In marriage, if you want to let it last, you have to learn thousands of ways to love the same person, to the same person. That's how. So you can let that marriage last. If not, what will happen? Very soon, when the defect starts to get witnessed, people starts to starts to consider the separation. That's what is happening. According to 2012 government statistics, out of 3 families in United States, 2 families, 2 marriages end in divorce. Out of 3 marriages, I am talking about 2012 statistics. According to 2012 statistics, out of 3 marriages, 2 marriages end in divorce. Right? So that's that is the situation in United States. So what does this mean? What this means is, so it is you can start a marriage, but to continue it, right, without separation, so you have to commit yourself, and you have to learn 1,000 ways to love the same person, right, same individual, and then at the same time, you have to understand that how you should behave towards your spouse. So for Singala was a person who asked the Buddha about these 6 directions. At that time when Buddha was describing about this west direction, so he was venerating the 6 directions, thinking that it's a ancient practice. But Buddha taught him how actually somebody should pay respect to the 6 directions. Among the 6 directions, so this west is the husband, wife, and the children. So here, Buddha told him how to behave. Since he was a man, so he was asked to practice certain ways, certain things towards the wife. So to sustain the marriage, to have a good marriage, the first responsibility of the husband towards the wife is, so sammanana. Sammanana means he has to learn how to respect the wife. Then you will wonder, so how to respect the wife? There are so many ways. Let me teach you all those facts in brief, because there is a long list. So Buddha is a good psychologist and good psychotherapist and good marriage counselor. Even though there are so many teachings about the marriage, so the descriptions that he gave, they were so perfect. So number 1, communication. You have to show your respect by communication. So you have to use words which are soft and loving and kind towards the spouse. Let it be a man, let it be a woman. So towards that spouse, towards the husband or the wife, you have to use nice communication. That is a way of showing your respect, right? And then at the same time, you have to listen. You have to listen to what your spouse has to say. So very attentively, and you have to understand that honestly. You have to understand what he or she says honestly, and then after that, you have to validate. You have to validate your spouse. By that way, you have to show that you validate your spouse feelings and opinions. Then number 2, so empathy, right? So you have to understand. Another way of showing your respect is, so respecting the husband or the wife is, so trying to understand that person's, the way that person feels, emotions. Yeah. So you have to develop empathy towards the spouse.
What is it?
Empathy. With empathy, you should try to understand what that person feels.
How do you spell empathy?
Empathy. E-M-P-A.
Oh, empathy.
Yes, empathy.
Yes.
Empathy. Right? So that's number 2. Then number 3, so the trust. So so the trust is the foundation of respect. The trust is the foundation of respect. So you have to trust each other. So it doesn't happen within minutes. It takes time, but you have to gradually so develop it with honest actions, right? Honest behavior, the trust. So number 4, boundaries, right? So you have to respect your husband's and wife's personal space. There are differences. There are different likings. Sometimes you won't like to go to the beach. So, but you might like to go to a carnival, right? Wife likes to go to the beach. Husband likes to go to the carnival. So then, both of them have to take turns and dedicate, right? Dedicate one's own interest for the happiness of the spouse. That's another thing that we must do. And then boundaries. And then appreciation. Another way of showing respect is appreciation. So you have to appreciate even the little thing that they do for you. Right? If you don't appreciate, then it's hard to. What it means is you are not respecting your spouse. So, whatever whenever she cooks something nice, whenever the husband does something for the wife, so let's say he carried something inside the house, something heavy, right? So instead of thinking, no, that's his duty or her duty, or something like that, each and every activity should be appreciated. So for all those activities, that person spends the precious human time of that person. So you have to appreciate. So by appreciation, you have to show respect. And then after that, so equality. Another way of showing your respect is giving equality. Without typical old age mentalities, thinking the wife is lower and husband is higher. No. In a relationship, both are equal, according to Buddha. So both of them. So husband should respect the wife, and wife should respect the husband, and they should consider each other as equals. And then support. That is another way of showing you respect. Whenever the spouse needs your support, you have to be there. Before everyone else, you have to be there. Right? So that is the 7th way. 8th way of showing your support is, your respect is, showing your kindness. You show your kindness. You so whenever he or she did I'm talking about both husband and wife, he or she did something wrong, right? Then at that time, so you have to show your kindness, right? So let's say one of them said some kind of word, a bad word, so that you feel hurt at such times. Instead of letting the anger grow, you have to develop kindness. You have to think, oh, maybe that's a mistake, right? Or you try to correct that person with loving words, right? So somehow you have to give your kindness to your kindness to your spouse, right? And when you interact, you have to whenever you interact with your spouse, you have to mix kindness. That's another way of showing respect. And then next one, ninth one is, so conflict resolutions. Whenever there is a conflict, you should not fight just like dogs, right? Instead, with peaceful discussions, loving discussions, using kind words, nice words, loving words, you have to slowly and nicely. Slowly and nicely and peacefully. Right? So that's the ninth way. And then quality time. When you might have to spend a lot of time when it comes to the matters of your work, matters of the other people, your relatives, parents, the remaining time, as much as possible, you have to spend it with your spouse, right? So because you are going to understand one person. If you don't spend quality time, you can't understand the person, right? Showing 10th way of showing respect is giving the quality time, right? So as much as possible for your spouse. And then 11th one, celebrating differences. So we have differences. Buddha says, Nānat kaya, nānat sañña. Different individuals, different thinking patterns. So certain people say when a man and a woman marry, they have to be a soul, one soul. It's impossible. It is nice to hear and a good saying, but impossible to practice because they are different individuals. So you have to understand their differences, and then you have to respect them. And you have to first understand, and then if they are bad, if there are bad qualities, so if there are bad qualities as differences, you have to help the spouse to change, right? And the other harmless natural differences you have to ignore, and you have to understand. And then first, the other way of respecting that person is showing your respect to that person is helping that person to grow. That means helping that person's personal growth. So sometimes, I have seen mostly this in Asian background. When wife marries, so husband thinks she has to stay home and just take care of the children and that's it. No. Then she becomes just like a slave at home. No. If she likes that, then can't help. But if she likes to grow, and if you actually care and show your respect, you have to help her to grow herself spiritually and at the same time so spiritually and materially. So she likes to work or learn something, and so if she wants to obtain a BA or PhD or MA or PhD, he'll help. So at the same time, the wife has the same thing. So instead of limiting the husband to a job, if he likes to learn more, so if she can contribute, if she can do the job while saving some money. After saving some money, the wife can ask the husband to continue with the education for several months or 1 year or 2 years, if it is practical, if it is possible. Then there is 12th way of showing your respect. See, Buddha has given so many things. So under Sammanaya, so respecting the wife or the husband. So under that topic, so we have practiced these things, these 12 ways to show our respect to your spouse. Sammanaya. Then second way that Buddha teaches Singhala is, so for Singhala, Buddha teaches this accordingly. That means he is going to be a husband. So how he should treat to the wife. But this is universal. It goes both ways. If it was asked by a woman, a lady, Buddha's answer will be according to her perspective, wife's perspective. So here, that's why I'm teaching it in both perspectives, right? And then, so second one is anavamanaya, not disrespecting her. So sometimes by words, by actions, by your behavior pattern, by your chemistry, you may show your disrespect to your spouse. Because of that too, you can't continue a good marriage. So here there are so when you ridicule and when you lower the wife or the husband because of your education or because of your status, because of your relatives, because of your wealth, because of your power, that's bad. It destroys the marriage. So whenever you disrespect the spouse, these things happen. So erosion of self-esteem, right? That person's self-esteem goes up, and then that person feels the emotional pain. Number 3, so then the communication it breaks down, right? And then it develops a resentment towards the spouse. 5th one, so deterioration of trust. The trust, right? That person married you because that person thought you will respect him or her, right? But now this person breaks the trust, right? And then isolation. That person feels isolated. And then 7th one, so sometimes it can create traumas, long-lasting emotional scars, right? Sometimes there are certain people who so that's what I noticed when I was counseling. There are certain people who get married mistakenly to bad people, and those scars, even after the separation, after the divorce, they stay with that person, right? So then it decreases intimacy, and then it sometimes it becomes potential for the separation or divorce, right? And then, yeah, so those are the 9 things that might happen when you ridicule, when you disrespect the spouse. Then anathichariya. Anathichariya means not committing adultery, right? Not committing adultery. That is also a way of showing. That is also a way of showing your commitment towards your marriage. So when you don't commit adultery, so it develops these qualities in your marriage, right? Number 1, trust and security, right? Then number 2, emotional connection. So since we don't have a lot of time, so I'm teaching these things fast, right? Number 3, respect. Number 4, loyalty. Loyalty. The spouse becomes partial loyal towards you. Number 5, stronger bond. You gain a stronger bond with your spouse. Number 6, emotional well-being. Emotionally, you gain well-being. Right? Number 7, avoiding consequences. So whenever there is an adultery, it's a bad karma, and in this life there will be consequences whenever the other people find out, and at the same time, because of the bad karma in this life too, there may be certain consequences. And after this life too, there may be many consequences to come. So, and then that person gains so many health benefits. Mentally, that person becomes healthy. Physically, that person becomes healthy. And then after that, 9th one, that family, it stabilizes. So family stability, right? That person gains a stable family, right? And 10th one is, so that person develops in moral and ethical practice, ethical value, morality, seal. That person develops in. So there are 10 benefits that you will gain. There are more. These are the main ones. These kinds of benefits you will gain by not committing adultery, right? Then, then 4th one is Issariya Vosaggi. Issariya Vosaggi means all of you have your own capabilities, right? Certain people, one spouse may be clever to one thing and the other spouse may be clever to one thing. You have to recognize that. And without developing prejudice, right? So pride, thinking that you are the one who knows everything and so the other person know nothing. So you have to give priority. So the main role in those particular actions, right? So if wife knows better to handle money, so you have to let her to handle money. And then if husband knows how to build something at the house, right? So since he knows more, so he should be given the main role. The others should support. So that's how the family runs. Then that's the 4th one. What is that? Issariya Vosaggi. So assigning that particular spouse in those particular activities. So activities that they are clever, right? And then 5th one. So here Issariya Vosaggi, the basic meaning is assigning the wife to take care of the household matters. So the family matters, not only household, all the family matters. So helping, keeping her, giving her the main role. But here there are many other aspects too, right? As I mentioned. So then fifth one, alankara nupadani. When it is right, so whenever you have enough money, you have to give gifts, right? You would like gifts. So nice dresses, nice God, nice. So there are so many things that people wear, right? So for men it's easier, they just like this dress and that dress. But when it comes to ladies, there are so many things. So you can give those things accordingly to your spouse. So when it comes to ladies, they have so earrings and then earrings and then if it is from Asian background, bangles. So then after that pendants, right? Then after that, what else? Nice, nice dresses, right? And there are so many other rings too. Nose ring, this ring, that ring. Then now lip ring. So I'm not. You can do anything with those things quickly, but I'm talking about the basic ones, right? So by these ways, you can maintain a marriage. These are the 5 policies. Once again, being respectful, not disrespecting, and not committing adultery, and assigning the person accordingly in all those codes. As an example, signing the wife, so supporting the wife in family matters, so taking decisions, so after good discussion, and then fifth one, by giving gifts. So these are the 5 ways. And then so at the household you have to practice 4 kinds of so you have to practice 4 kinds of spiritual gifts. You have to give 4 kinds of spiritual gifts to your spouse. What are those 4 spiritual gifts? Number 1, Dāna. Dāna. So you help that you give material things to that spouse, right? Then Piyavachan, nice words. That is the second gift, second spiritual gift. Then Attacharya. Attacharya means whenever you do good actions, you have to do that together, right? And you have to ask your spouse to join and do it. And Samanatta, equality. Consider the husband and wife equal. Considering the husband and wife equal. So equality is the 4th spiritual gift that you should give to your husband or wife. And then after that, one day we have 2 more minutes. One day, one couple came to see the Buddha. The husband, their son was Nakula, and their names were not popular. They were called with their nicknames. Their nicknames were Nakula Mata and Nakula Pita. Nakula's mother and Nakula's father. That's how everybody called them, right? So therefore, their names are unknown. Original names are unknown. So they were celebrating their 100th. So 100th year together. I mean, they were 100 years old. So Nakula Mata and Nakula Pita came to the Buddha and paid respect to them and said that they cannot come regularly like before to the temple because they are very old. So after a long time they could come, but they told the Buddha that they were already they were practicing at home. They were ardent practitioners. So they acknowledged the Buddha that they are practicing well. And at the same time they told the Buddha Nakula Mata told the Buddha that she wants Nakula Pita as his husband for throughout her future lives. And Nakula Pita, she said, I married when I was 13. At that time, that was considered as a married age. So she said she married Nakula Pita when she was 13. Until then, up to this 100th year of their life, she said she never even thought of another man. So she even never thought of romantically about another man. She didn't surpass Nakula Pita even by a thought. So she said how nicely Nakula Pita treated her, and how she praised how Nakula Pita took care of her and their children very well, and how he nourished them. And she said she wants Nakula Pita as the husband for many lives to come. As a husband for many lives to come. The Nakula Pita also started praising Nakula Mata. He said, I married Nakula Mata when I was 32, and since then up to now, I never developed any romantic thoughts towards any woman, about any woman, until my 100th year of age. I want Nakula Mata as my wife for many lives to come. Then they asked, oh Buddhists, they are ugly. Nowadays, certain people, they think that they want to be eternal together. So what they do is when parents don't like their marriage, right, their union, they go to certain places and they jump together from cliffs and they suicide. So they do such kind of things, thinking that they will be able to meet in the next life. It is not the way. They will be born in some kind of a bad realm, but they won't be born in. They won't meet each other together for many lives to come. Instead, Buddha told Nakula Mata and Nakula Pita to practice 4 things. Number 1, Samasila. So, I'll be quick. Samasila means equal moral qualities. Just like the husband, the wife, the husband should practice equal moral qualities. That's number 1. Samachara. Both of them should practice equally generosity. Equal generosity. Number 3, Samasaddha. Equal confidence in good actions, in Dhamma. So, in triple judge. And then Samapanya, equal wisdom. Equal morality, equal generosity, equal confidence, and equal wisdom. Then Buddha said, if you maintain these 4 things, then for sure you will meet together in the next life. So, then we have to understand. We have to understand that marriage, if you want to have a good marriage means a good life. Good marriage is the base for a good family. Good families create a good society. Good societies create a good country. Good countries create a good world. Everything starts with a good marriage. So the husband and spouse have to understand that they are not perfect. There are defects. But understanding the defects, helping each other to grow, they have to grow together with love, with compassion, with sympathetic joy and equality and forgiveness. And if you practice these kinds of qualities in your life, you will have a great marriage together. and it will help your Dhamma practice too. Good marriage means peace, stability in mind. Then, so with that stability in mind, mental stability, you will be able to practice Dhamma. And it will help you to develop moral qualities. When you develop moral qualities, it helps you to develop concentration. Concentration helps you to develop wisdom, and wisdom helps you to attain the enlightenment. So, therefore, even in the spiritual path, for the success, you need to have good family. Right? So, try to follow in these practices. There are so many things that I didn't tell because we don't have the time. We only have 30 minutes. Right? So, then please practice, and I wish that may all of you have a happy married life. Peaceful, happy married life. Now we are going to conclude. Everyone, please think together, all of us listen to this noble Dhamma teaching and practice meditation and did the chanting and accumulated a lot of positive energy. By the power of that whole positive energy that we accumulated, may all our troubles be. May all good things happen in our lives. May we have happy families. And may we be able to practice the Dhamma along with the other people, otherwise people. And practicing the Dhamma path ardently, may all of us be able to attain real peace, real happiness, purification of mind, Nibbana. With those thoughts, please concentrate. Abhivadana silisse niccang vaddha pacayinu Yattaro dhamma vaddanti Aruvanno sukham balam Arunarogya sampatti Sakya sampatti me vache Ato nibbana sampatti Iminate samijjatu. May all be well, may all be happy, may all be very peaceful. Very peaceful. Sukhi.
Okay.
Now it is the question time. So if you have any question, you can have 10 minutes. You can ask those questions. Let's start with Ms. Sari.
Yes.
Do you have any question?
Well, I just want to say, I don't think I've ever heard a monastic talk about practical lay life like that. I couldn't hear I couldn't understand everything he said, but what I could understand, I really thought was very helpful.
I'm so glad, Ms. Sari. I'm so glad that you got something out of it. Thank you for the appreciation. Do you have any question, Ms. Sari?
I don't think so. I just maybe this idea of directions that you were talking about at the beginning, I'm wondering where that came from.
So it's from Singaluwara Sutta.
Oh,
Singaluwara Sutta and Patana Samma Sutta. There are so many suttas. So combination of all those suttas.
okay. And what about all these principles of marriage, the things that make a successful marriage? There are quite a number of them.
Yeah, so mainly those four. Equal moral qualities, equal practice of moral qualities, equal practice of generosity, equal practice of confidence, and equal practice of wisdom. Together, both of them should practice. So it develops companionship, chemistry, and energy. That's why in the next life too, they'll be born together. That's why certain people, they connect at once. With one glass, you are go. Me become sorry. So that's why Siddhartha met Yasodhara all the time. When he met and when he saw Yasodhara, in each and every life, he knew this is my wife. Now, that's how Bhante Mahakassapa saw Baddha. In whichever the life, that whenever he saw Baddha, he knew this is my wife. Yes, that's how it is. So I have sometimes certain people might be from different backgrounds. So I was talking about one couple with Mr. Bhanu on the way. So they came to our temple on Friday. So both of them are from Stanford University. One is from China, one is from United States. So they have never known each other for a long time. So they went to particular party. The boy doesn't go to parties that much. He likes to study a lot. So and the girl is the same. She is not going to parties. On that fateful day, both of them went. At a distance, the boy saw the girl. She is Chinese. And the girl saw the boy. And right away they clicked. Right away they thought, this is my wife. And she thought, this is my husband. This is my husband who is going to be. And they married this Friday. And came to the temple to get blessings.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yes. So even though you are born to different two countries, two backgrounds, still when they practice these kinds of things together, they click. Do you have any other question, Ms. Sari? Me here. How about Mr. Victor? Yes, me you behave, Ms. Sari.
No, but just I looked it up about the statistic for 2023. The statistic for divorce rate is 35 to 50% for the first marriage, 60 to 70% for the second marriage. Right? So it's not much different. Right? So almost like 1 out of 2 end up in divorce, and this is in this country. Yeah, but I'm very impressed with how progressive is the Buddha's teaching. Right? You know, it sounds so modern, which is very odd. Consider the Asian culture, right? You know, because it's typically it's like patriarchal, right? Or matriarch. You know, like the man is always like the top. So I'm very impressed with that. Is it just the Buddhist, or is it different with Hindu? Yes.
Vedic culture,
yes.
I would say. Vedic culture is the base of whole Asian continent.
Yes.
So when the culture develops, it doesn't stop. It goes with genes.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why this mentality keeps on going, right? And what the children do is, when it comes to family, they follow what the parents did. So that pattern continues. You can't help. So that's what has happened. But you can stop it. You personally, you can bring a change by thinking according to Buddhist way.
Yeah, that's very good. And also, you know, like now there are so many same-sex marriage, right? But I think the principle can still apply whether they are man or woman, right? Even if they are same-sex, because when people are the same sex, like
So
the
Buddhism
woman,
is not against that.
yeah. So the woman often refer to her partner as my wife, and then the man typically refer to that my husband. But you know, you can treat them as Sam, like just ego, which you know then that it make it easier, because I don't think there is any restriction that restrict them, you know, about same-sex marriage.
Yeah. This is how it happens. So, Buddha, even during the Buddhist time, so in many rows, there are evidences how Buddha talked about this. So, here, let's suppose a person becomes, so for multiple lives, that person is born as a man. This life man, next life, man. And that person does some kind of karma to become a woman.
But still,
Body
they are
becomes a
man.
woman, but that person cannot
Yes,
change thinking pattern.
that's a
At
very
once.
good point. Very good point. Yeah.
And another person, so another person becomes female. This life, next life, next life, next life, next life, continuously. And suddenly that person does some kind of karma to become a man. Body can become a man, but mind cannot.
Yeah. Yes.
So that's what happens.
Yes.
So this is something natural.
Yes.
So it might not happen often, but it happens. So that's why Buddha said, Nānatta kāya, nānatta saññā. Different people, different individuals, different thinking patterns. So these are things which came into, which legally accept. So, but there are so many sides.
Yes.
So there are certain people who were born as snakes for many lives. Then they don't like anybody but snakes. And there are so many multiple things when it comes. That's why Nānatta kāya, nānatta saññā. You can, according to the common practice, you can apply this law, that law, this law, that law, but it's very impossible. So different individuals and they have different kinds of behaviors according to their past practices, karmas. You need to understand.
Interesting. And then the old couple that we told on the
Nakula
story.
mata and nakula
Yes, 100 years old. Why would they want to reborn and marry each other? Don't they want to? Because I told my wife that the next one, I don't even want to be rebirth and get married. Right now, you go through this life. Even if you marry a very good partner, you know once you understand that you don't know that hopefully this is the last, and you don't have to rebirth.
Yeah, that's true. But if you are born in the next life,
Yes.
that's what they say. So if we are born in the next life, I want him as my husband. I want her as my wife. Because so that they have the chemistry. So they were practicing for maybe not only that during that life, many lives in the past. So you want to continue together. It's easy for the Dhamma practice. If you marry someone else, who knows what kind of person that person be. So that's why. So because Siddhartha had Yasodhara, throughout these lives, he could become the Buddha. If there was someone else, it's impossible. So Yasodhara supported the Buddha in each and every life, up to the last life. Right? So according to the Mahayana tradition, they say Buddha, Prince Siddhartha ran away at night after peeping at Yasodhara's bed. But in Theravada tradition, according to the real original scriptures original words of the Buddha went after acknowledging everyone, while the others cried. Nāti pitusu rodantesu. While that's the word. Nāti pitusu rodantesu. That means while the relatives and the friends are crying.
Oh, that's very good. I did not know that.
Andhakara pinisaya, ratta andhakara pinisaya.
Yes.
While, so yes. So he left at night with Channa
Yes.
and Kantaka. That's true. So I think okay, 52. So yeah, that's how it is. But Buddhist perspective is different in that case. Mr. Bhanu, do you have any question?
No, Bhante, it is very interesting session. Probably I think this is required in all the teenage, college level kids, so that bondages will be strong if they got
Yeah,
opportunity
so-
to hear it. Because I am hearing first time all this. Even though I heard pieces of it here and there from elders, but a full session with all the qualities, it's very good actually.
Yeah. So yeah. So Buddha not only mostly talked about the spiritual practice, but occasionally Buddha talked in there are so many suttas, Patamasamad Sutta, Vyakapanya Sutta, Singalawan Sutta. In those suttas, Buddha talked about how to lead a lay life, good lay life too. Because all are not going to be monks and nuns. The others have to practice at home. If you practice at home, you have to have a good, stable family. For that, Buddha gave necessary teachings. Yeah. So these are some of them. Since we had only 30 minutes, I compiled them and just gave you a summary. Not even the Dhamma teaching, but small description. But if it went for 1 hour, yeah, I could have given a longer one. If it is so, then you will get bored. Cream is enough.
Yeah.
The spirit is enough. Right, now I am going to conclude. So I wish that you have a very good day and very good night. And then may you continuously develop in your spiritual practice. And see you all 3 weeks later on. I mean, on the second week, Tuesday evening of next month.
Thank you.
November.
Okay, Bhante.
Until then, you be well